Welcome back to another video. I'm the Grumpy Dad, and as you can see, I have a Depin crypto problem, addiction, whatever you want to call it. For those who are new here, welcome to my channel. These are just a few of the projects I'm in, and we're going to have kind of a straight adult to adult talk tonight that I'm pretty sure some people are going to leave unhappy, or some people might completely agree with me and glad somebody's calling it out. We don't know. So I started this series kind of like this chit chat type, basically what I call Talk Crypto. So this is Talk Crypto episode 2. If you didn't catch episode 1 last week, you can check my channel out. Please, before we go any further, I'm going to do the usual YouTube shtick where please hit that like button. Take 1 second from me just to look down, hit that thumbs up button, because all these projects that I have tagged in my description below gets pushed out to the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe. I'm gaining subscribers all the time. I feel it's, and from what I'm told and the feedback that I'm told is because I'm a very straight shooter. You don't see me, just always being 100% positive. That's why I put that little banner in the beginning that says, look, especially if you're new here, I'm a different kind of YouTuber. I'm sure maybe if I wasn't, maybe if I was always yippy and positive and stuff and telling everybody how they're going to be a millionaire mining some of these projects, maybe I would be at 100,000 by now, not just 27,000. But we're going to have a real talk tonight. This is something that's been bothering me for a while, and talking to other people in the crypto industry, it's kind of been bothering them also. But the question is, are we getting spoiled? What do we expect from some of these projects? I'm going to tell you right now, I have a rule that I try not to express too much in this channel, but at work, I have a board behind me, and it's basically Grumpy's rule number 1, ITYS. Maybe I need to put a little diagram down here at the bottom or something that says ITYS, because it means I told you so. Because sometimes people just don't want to see what's directly in front of them. They don't want to hear it. They get upset and later have to come and say, yeah, you were right. I'll also, will tell you that for those who are new here, one thing you will not believe is that I will come on here and admit when I'm wrong. Doesn't happen often, but hey, when I'm wrong, I will come out here and say I was wrong. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clear all this out, but we're going to go back to the beginning for Depin for me. So let's do a little quick flashback. So in the year 2020, a new project came out, the first Depin, at least in my eyes, the first Depin. And even though I know this project technically was out earlier than 2020, we're just going to say 2020 for giggles, because that's when CoinMarketCap has us basically starting. So helium hits the markets sometime around June 8th, 2020, breaking at a very high level of 27 cents. But it doesn't take long for it to gain momentum. And to be all honest, I was not in the project at this point, so I don't know what kind of rhetoric was going around or anything like that. So it doesn't take long for me and some friends to start kind of noticing this new project. My friends contact me because they know I'm into RF and stuff. They're really into crypto. Now, I have been into crypto before that, and I had a picture somewhere, but with all the pictures I downloaded, I put a lot of effort into this. I just want y'all to know that. But you can see how this price just jumps. This is February, goes to $3, March, $6. This goes all the way up, basically $16 at this point. But in March, we start looking for devices. And what you come to find out is the typical story with helium back in that day was that they were ordinary devices. At one point, they were allowing BYOD, build your own devices out of pods and stuff like that, which was very quickly gamed, if that's the word you want to use, gaming. And they then came out with the original. There was a one white one, and I'm not trying to make this video a history of helium. I'm trying to show you what we went through, why I think some of this all leads to a point. So this is what, at that time, when March and when we started looking into getting a helium device, this is what we found. No, you're not seeing things. No, this is not absurdly high. This was the going rate back then for a helium device. Here's another one. I'm screenshotting this because I got Me and two buddies, we're trying to get into this, and this is what we're faced with. So my memory is not the best. I remember end up buying one for somewhere in the fives. During our research, we come across this one. In 30 days, he made $737 HNT. 737 HNT in April. What was the price of April in 2021? Again, I don't know exactly when I took that screenshot. It was about the same time we were making our purchase, around April, 9th, 10th, something like that. But let's just say, for giggles, it was $13, went up to 16. Let's just say it was $13. 737 tokens times $13, and they made $9,500 in 30 days. They were making $319 a day. Now, one key part of this is you also had only 25,000 stations online, which this number would jump up very quickly, very quickly. So we got our set up. This is basically, we had some power issues in the beginning. We also didn't have a good antenna. Again, we're learning about us. We're using the little basic antenna that comes with it. We learned quick that wasn't going to make it because there was hardly any other stations in New Orleans. So basically, with 6 full stations, 6 full days, we made 57 tokens. So we made close to about $800 in 6 full days of mining. 6 full days of mining. And then we come across this one. This was a station or wallet that was tied with a bunch of stations in Baton Rouge, like I was saying earlier. And we know he was gaming, which meant on this day, he had $500,000 at $14. And what happened with us was, it doesn't take long to figure out the more stations you have, the more you're going to make. This is also why it went from 25,000 when I started to 900 plus thousand. Bought some more sense caps. Oh, sense caps on sale again. Well, me and my buddies get on. It took a little bit of effort to get them. When it all drops, let's go buy some more. Then you end up buying 5 rock pods. Then you buy some, Libras, and you just bought 2 Bobcats. And then somebody was selling one on eBay. And then you're using your profits for that. Now, I've told the story again, and I know I'm, kind of getting off the rails here, but just follow me. I still will never knock helium because we had a very big event that happened. And for those who don't know, I was working in Laplace at the time of this. In my office, we had the state for hurricanes. So this is where my office is, and this is what the news said. Now, again, this is after about 5 or 6 hours of landfall, 5 or 6 hours of it coming into my area. This hurricane was supposed to move straight through and not stop. It stopped. It was on top of us for almost 12 hours.
We're talking about the river parishes, right? They're still in the band. Okay, look, they're still in it in Laplace, and it's building back to the south and west. So this is just terrible. I haven't heard everything you guys are reporting, but apparently there is pretty extensive flooding that's been going on in St. John Parish, and so that rain is still continuing. But look,
So this is just one quick pick of some of the damage we had. But don't worry, who's coming to save us? Your newly elected president. This is when we realized we were in trouble for 3 or 4 years. He was completely lost. Now, I'm having a microphone issue. That's why I got to do a voiceover in this. But me, as the Mr. Radio guy, I'm pointing to the radios in the back that they had to go find the oldest radios we had and stick them behind there, which was quite suitable for this picture. But without getting in trouble, I can't tell you too much about this trip with him, but it was absolutely crazy how much they hid from the media and everybody. All right, I'm continuing this video. Everything you saw that was recorded a month ago, and for some reason my mic muted itself. And I kept going back and forth if I was even going to finish this video because I was very upset when I made that video, and I was in the moment and I was spitting some knowledge, if that's the way you want to call it. And I was very upset when I went to edit it later, and not that it would have been an hour long, but who we're kidding? My videos normally are an hour long, but it wouldn't have been an hour long. I would have, shortened it to about a 30-minute video, but then everything that I spoke and said was gone. And I just couldn't. I tried redoing this video twice and it just didn't come out right. So I just kind of just forgot about it until today. And we're going to talk about why today I decided to finish this video. So let's go back to what we're talking about. So Hurricane Ida comes through, it wrecks everything. And I will say that we were not prepared for it financially. Yes, you had that money sitting in helium. And I've told y'all this many times. This is why I'm kind of partial to helium, because imagine your family right now at the drop of a hat has to go out of a town and live in a hotel for a week. Not everybody has the means and the funds for that. The career that I'm in, my wife's a teacher, we didn't have that kind of emergency fund. If it wasn't for helium and some of the Ethereum that I was also mining with some GPUs and stuff, I wouldn't be able to put my family up for a week in a hotel in Texas. Plus you have to feed them for a week. And then your house is all damaged and stuff like that. They had to get some personal belongings also. Insurance wasn't kicking in yet. Don't even get me started on the politics side of any kind of help or anything like that. It was non-existent. Helium and Ethereum, mostly helium. A lot of that stuff that was in there got cashed out. And that's what, but it was some very good money, which leads me to what this whole video is about. And again, I'm sorry it took 10 minutes to get to this point, but I wanted to show you that I think helium is what kind of laid the foundation for what a lot of us believe is what is to be expected in Depin projects, or even crypto projects or passive income projects. When we first started doing ASICs years ago, Litecoin ASICs, we were making some great money, and ASICs didn't cost anything close to what they cost now. You can get an ASIC for several $100s and it'd be paid off relatively quickly. My point is, that's what a lot of people are used to mining. And now we're getting to these projects that when we see the rewards, we're not happy. And this is what this whole video is about, is what are we expecting now? And what is the reality of what we're going to be awarded or rewarded or paid, whatever term you want to use, in these crypto projects, not just Depin projects, crypto projects, because hell, every time we see certain people, and I don't want to call any YouTubers here because there's several that do it, but who call out these ASIC miners and you need to get this ASIC miner and stuff like that. And what the cost of some of these are and the difficulty going up so much, you're never going to pay it off. So sure, you're making $14 a day, $22 a day when you first plug it in. We all know what's going to happen. We've talked about ASICs before. So then you go to these Depin projects. Now, some projects, and I've talked about them on our Monday videos, you have projects that don't cost anything to get in. That might be Silencio. That might be Grass. You have some tokens or some projects that don't take a lot to get into. You have like your junk coin. You have Entropy, or as I call it, Entropy. You have some that cost with hardware. You have Demo. You have GeoNet. Even now with Wingbits. And the question is how much do you expect to make in those projects? If we separate them in different categories, if it's a free project, is getting 5 cents a day or 10 cents a day, which means at the end of the month, what you're going to have $1.50. Is that still profit to you? Is that worth your while? Does it matter how much? When we talk about the term passive income, at some point we start calling everything passive income. But is it truly passive? If you have to finagle with that device every single day, is it truly passive income? Demo, which I have to update once every 2 or 3 months, plug it in my family's vehicle, and I never have to touch it for 2 or 3 months. to me, that's passive income. You know, Wingbits, when it goes mainnet, it's a device. It's plugged in. As long as it stays online, I don't have to touch it. That's passive income. Nadix, I have to mess with that and finagle with that phone every time I get in the car. Silencio, I have to make sure that I'm walking around, can't ride a bicycle, and you're taking effort to gather those tokens. So what kind of profit do you need to make? What kind of rewards do you need to make for you to say it's worthwhile? You have cheerleaders that are in these projects. I'm arguing them right now over Silencio, which made me come back to this video, is what I feel and what some other people feel about Silencio and the rewards that we just got this morning are putrid. You got the cheerleaders on there who say, I'm looking at the long term. Sure, that's fine. But that doesn't make your side right, and it doesn't make my side right. And that's what this video is all boiling down to, is what are you happy with? You know, within Entropy, it costs, $6 for one of these little miners right here. If you bought a 3-pack for $18 and for $6, but then with Entropy, you can't sell. And I'm not knocking a project. You understand that for the first stage of whatever they have planned, Entropy 0, you will not sell. If you do sell and you sell a large amount, you'll probably be kicked from the project. And yet you got people who get upset over that. Listen, I've been in that project now for 6 months. I'm not going to sit and lie to you and tell you, I wish I could take, even at the price it's at now, I have thousands of dollars worth of Entropy, and I wish I could sell it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't. But I understood getting into that project, and if I want to continue in that project, I won't sell. That's what I agreed to. When you go dig the hole for Entropy, you understand that you are agreeing to not sell until the project gets to a different level or a different stage when it's okay to sell. You can't sit there and say, well, I just want to be able to make some of my profits. You understood that getting into that project, yes, you can sell a little bit here or a little bit there and then burn it the equal amount and wait 7 days. But you if you sell a good chunk of it, you out. You have to understand that. But you're also making, at the last I knew, $5 a day. At one point, $10. At one point, we're making $25, $30 a day. If the price can go up and people can quit being greedy and quit selling it, and allow the liquidity to come back in, it could go up again. But then you have projects like ERWIN that, if the box keeps getting burned, we can go a week without making a penny in it. And it's the same $6, it's all over the place. Silencio, the reason I come into this is I sat here and y'all know I defended this project for the last 6 weeks. For the last 6 weeks, people were slamming this project over and over about the token release and the price with the token release and how bad it was. And this project's already done and this all stuff like that. And I sat here and vehemently defended it and told everybody, you can't make that decision until at least, whether not that the project, and that's a whole different subject I need to cover, but not if the project is going to be successful or not. The project's going to be successful if they got buying customers and stuff like that. Not because we feel we're getting paid enough. But if we sat here and I sat here and vehemently defended Silencio and said, wait until the first raffle. They wanted to try this raffle thing. Hey, let's see what happens. So people like me made 500,000 of Silencio points or whatever it was, which ended up being 500,000 plus raffle tickets. And I said, hey, if you get at least one token per raffle ticket, which at one point is what they were saying, and then we found out later they removed that because you have more than 500,000, more than 1 million something tickets or whatever it was that were done. The tickets exceeded the amount of reward, so you couldn't get at least a 1-for-1. But I said, hey, if you get at least a 1-for-1, you're going to be doing good with this project. Well, we found out this morning, it was trash. And you can sit here and tell me I'm wrong, but I busted my rear end. I probably worked harder on Silencio than any other project that I have going right now in the last 6 weeks. Maybe Wingbits, because Wingbits, I had to go further out because I had to go put my, start putting geosigners out and stuff like that. But as an everyday project that I was making sure I went to new hexes and scanned and try to hit new venues and going out of my way to the next town over the town. I mean, I did videos on hitting different venues and stuff, and to get $14 out of that, that's trash. I don't care. Oh, the price might go up. And the price might not go up. And you're right. If the price quadruples from now, I'm going to look like an idiot with this. And I'll say I was wrong. But, you have people on here who are way more upset than I am. And then you also got the cheerleaders saying, but guess what? We're going to get this every month. Every month could be a raffle. So if you get $5 worth every month in a raffle, that's good. Am I just being, the person that I'm talking about in this video is that no matter what you get, it's not going to be enough. Natics. We talked about natics. We talked about Soarchain. Soarchain, you had to buy a device. And what you're getting in Soarchain is a joke also. The fact that in Soarchain is a little bit different because at one point you were getting, while you were parked, you were still getting rewards, which they had no problem with. So don't tell them, I hate these people. They're going to sit there and say, well, you're gaming and you're cheating. No, I'm not. That's the way the project was set up. And now you only get tokens when you drive. Well, you know what? Not everybody drives 7 or 8 hours a day. Because the other day I drove 3 or 4 hours and you still barely make anything. And I still say, you don't want to pay us for being parked. That's fine. But you got to up the rewards while you're being driven, because some people like me ain't going to go through the trouble of tethering that freaking device every time we get in the car on shorter drives. So kind of like Soarchain and Natix, these projects only benefit people who do ride shares, Ubers, Lyfts, over the road or across the road drivers, whatever you want to call them, delivery drivers and stuff like that. You find that the people who are going to sit here and defend Soarchain and Natix, and especially people in Soarchain, are the people who have fleets of these things. So technically, they're never offline. And those are the people who are going to sit there and call us gamers and cheaters, because how can y'all complain? I mean, the car's parked. Y'all, well, it's easy for you to say that because you have devices going all the time in fleets. So, then you start getting to some of these projects that you did have to buy stuff for, like your GeoNets and your Soarchains, demos. No, demo right now is a joke. Demo, I am now into March, so I am 14 months into, 15 months into demo, and I still haven't ROI'd on my 3 devices. But you have people out there who think demo is the greatest project in the world, and you're going to get rich off of it. And I know I'm just rehashing stuff that I talk about in some of my videos, and this is one thing I'm scared about with Wingbits is, I can tell you right now, no matter what Wingbits is at mainnet, when you have the testnet tokens that drop, the way they're going to split them up, and even what you make, if you're making 100 tokens a day, 5 tokens a day, 200 tokens a day, you're going to have people in there who are going to complain because of this price. It's coming. Every project has them. Every project has people who are going to sit there and say that they allowed too many devices or around a certain area, even though Wingbits did this thing where in your hex, your ownership hex, you can't have another device. you're still going to have people who are going to cry about, I was here first, and you have people who came in on me, and now I'm not getting MA tokens, and this project's trash, and everything like that. And you're going to have people who were making 1,000 a day who are going to think it's the greatest project that's out there. Or if the token price doesn't reflect what they think it should be, then they're going to sit there and knock the project because y'all got too money as a token supply. And this isn't just for this project. This is for all these projects I'm talking about. Is what gauges a success for a project? I go back to the numero uno project, Helium. People want to sit there and say Helium's trash and the project sucks. No, it doesn't. The rewards suck for people like you and me who are hosting their devices. Are we the idiots or Helium? We the ones that decide to keep these devices online for 17 cents a day. Helium don't have a gun to our head. Helium is a successful network. You have many different businesses, projects using the Helium network. IoT and mobile. It's a success. The mobile has a cell phone service out. Hell, but I mean, even if the phones are 90% being roamed on T-Mobile, in some places it's a success. But just because we don't get paid worth of what doesn't make it not a success. So, and this is just what's going to keep 375 AI. People can't wait for that one. 375 Go is the project, what you want to call it, the app. And I'm running the hell out of that one too. But you're going to have people on there who, whenever that goes mainnet, they're coming. This project sucks. This project, I went out of my way. I went and did all this driving. I did all this stuff and I got 75 cents for it. Then you're going to have the people who say, this project did great. I'm glad I made this money. This was a free project to join. It's going to be like that for every project, and to defend those projects. So majority of them will say, hey, we're out here putting a quality project together and that's our only goal. We can't bother with the crypto. Helium said that from day one. When we used to complain about something going on with their Helium token, when it was still the Helium chain, they would say, hey, we're here working on this network and the token will take care of itself. We're not going to get involved in that, which at the time I disagreed with. When you chose to compensate your people with, your miners or whatever you want to call it, your hotspot owners with a token, with a crypto token, it is your business and you do need to worry about it. But to a point, they set up their tokenomics to make sure that, when people bought the data, it used H&T or H&T got burned and that kind of stuff like that. When we had an AMA Wingbits, one of the first questions I ever asked was, what is your ideas for either buybacks or for burning tokens? Because I'm going to tell you, burning tokens isn't the answer to all. Entropy burns a hell of a lot of tokens, but that's not being reflected in price because you still need liquidity to a point. You need both of them. But like Wingbits said, they have a buyback that they plan on doing, or adding liquidity, whatever you want to call it, with their customers when they buy data, that some of that funds, whatever it's in the white paper, whatever the percentage is, that will go into the token. We even bring up WeatherXM, despite how I feel about it. I have one and they've kind of stuck at $1 a day that they're making almost every day. And for a while they showed you, they took, I think it was $40,000 of their own money from customers and put that as liquidity into their token. And you watch that price rise. To some people out there, they might say $1 a day is crud. But when you look at what these Depin projects are doing in the list I got right here of 13 or 14 projects, $1's in the top 4. What determines for y'all, and I guess I'm going to bring this up tomorrow on my live when I do my live on Thursday, is what determines a success for people? Because I know, and I know I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I'm worried. Y'all know I'm a huge Wingbits fan. Hell, I got Wingbits on the sleeve of my shirt. I got Wingbits on the side of my hats. And I'm the godfather of the golf from all the Wingbits devices I have around the Gulf of Mexico. I even got golf or something. I mean, I got the Godfather golf in the back of my shirt. And Wingbits could be a very highly successful project, but you know it's coming. And I might need to make an excerpt of this video right here to do this video when it comes out and I'm right. You're going to have people who say, this project was great and this project is this. And then you're going to have people come out here and say, this project is straight trash. On day one, when that token goes TGE and it ends up on CoinMarketCap or an exchange somewhere and they see that price, you got some people who are thrilled over the price, and you're going to have people who think that price is trash. The people like me who are getting 1,000 token a day probably going to think the price is good, whatever it is. And you're going to have people who are getting 1 to 2 tokens or 5 tokens or 10 tokens a day that, you know, some of that might be their fault if they didn't listen to us and they have their antennas in their mama's basement, or they're using a 100-foot feed line when we told them don't do that, or they're using trash antennas because they don't want to listen to us who have been in these projects for 2 years now and did all the testing with antennas because they think they know better or they read something somewhere of what should work. And those people, I don't feel sorry for it. Hey, I'm an a-hole. I'm sorry. That's why it's called grumpy and not happy, because some people don't listen. And I did enough videos because you're starting to see these subjects come up again in the Discords about, yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way. And I think I'm going to use this and I'm going to use this. And you tell them, bro, we've tried it already. Nah, I read it. This is better. Then go ahead. Dude, I don't care. I'm making 1,000 tokens a day with 2 or 3 of my devices that keep going offline, and I'm making 1,000 tokens a day. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to 3 or 4 of the OGs in this Wingbits, and I don't want to call them out, but that are in this Discord that we've all tried. We've been in this project for 2 years, and we've tried all this stuff, and you're going to make 2 tokens a day, and then you're going to be the first a-hole in these Discords complaining that this project's trash. You know, at that token price, you know, I could have did this. I could have made an ice cream machine with my pie. And people like me and these other guys I'm talking about who have maximized their and bled every single little data message out of that device, whether we're using AirSpy minis or we just make sure that we're using tall antennas with the shortest feed lines possible, little things that we've tweaked that I've did videos on, that I see people in the Discord still arguing or not doing. And they're going to be in this project, and I'm going to get in trouble with Axie and these other admins there because y'all know me. I can't bite my tongue sometimes. And when they come in there saying this project is just, it happened to me a week or 2 ago, I got in trouble because some fool wants to go in there and start making claims or saying stupid stuff and trolling. And I'm going to shut him up. Then I get told something, I got to back off for a while. But any of these projects, they have some that are very good projects. To some people, those rewards are good. Some people, and I know I'm rambling back on and forth. And that's what this video is I just want to, like, are we spoiled because of what we got and what we saw with helium? Me making, like, an example, me making $5,000 in 17 days on a new project. If I don't get another project like that, are they all trash? If I can't pay off my house with Wingbits, is it trash? If I can't pay off, you know, one of my kids' cars with grass, is it trash? It's a free project. I mean, grass was a great airdrop. And I keep telling people that. But technically, if you really want to get honest with ourselves, and if I want to be honest, we got lucky with grass. Because when grass first dropped, it was 46 cents. And my tokens were worth, you know, not that much. What happened was the token went from 40-something cents to $4. And all of a sudden I had $1,000 worth. Then I can say grass was a great airdrop. But grass has been one of the mysteries of a lot of people in Depin on how in the hell they're doing it. I still think it's some kind of manipulation because you explained to me how a token has one drop like that, and yet it had the price that it had, went up to the price it had, and he still has all the price movement for a token that has had one drop from its miners. It ain't having another drop for another 3 months. Explain that. I just, and look, they have a lot of us that are happy with that grass airdrop. I'm ecstatic. A free project that I made over $1,000, and then I'm staking it with BitHarvest through the grass website, so I'm making even more rewards because the staking rate is phenomenal with it compared to what some of these other projects I'm doing. But you still got people in that Discord saying it was trash. You realize how much trouble I went through and all stuff like that, or it only benefited the YouTubers because of referrals. Dude, you could do referrals too. Dude, at that time when I started referring with grass, I had a couple of thousand subscribers and less than 100 people watching my videos. But it goes, the reason I say is because it goes down to this example of what this whole video is about, is that what I'm happy with, you might think is horrible and sucks. And what you're happy with, I might think it ain't worth my trouble. Some girl on YouTube, on Twitter X today. I know for a fact from a certain other YouTube influencer, and I would never call him out here, who is extremely disappointed in Silencio. Worse than me. I'm so disappointed with Silencio, I came back to finish this video tonight. And he had way more tokens than me. Way more raffle tickets than me. Million more raffle tickets. And he made a little bit more than what I made. Be spitting, disgusted, and maybe that's why I can't get past 27,000 subscribers or whatever I'm at now. Is because I'm not always happy, and I never report the negatives. But then I feel like I'm not doing this a service to y'all, because to me, y'all should know both sides of these projects, when they're successful and we're doing good, and when we're not doing good. And look, I know the token price of every token that we're in right now sucks. I don't care what token it is. It sucks right now. Tyler had a great saying, you got to go through the temporary pain, for the good gain later. And that's what we're in. It just seems like this temporary pain is lasting a long time. But I will still say there's no guarantee that these prices are going up on certain projects. Yeah, they're going to go up a little bit, but you don't know how much. You can't sit there and say, oh, I'm not worried about demo. It's okay if I make 18 cents a day, because one day that price might go back to all-time max. Or it might not. Again, I got demos. I already paid for them. They're sitting in my people's cars. I can sit there and knock it and tell you it's out of my 14 projects, it's ranked number 12 or 13, second to last of all my projects. And actually by ranking I'm making more in a helium device than I am with demo. But I'm going to keep mining it. I can't stand when they say that. I can't stand when you're in there and you complain about something going on with Nadix or Soarchain and we'll just unplug it, quit. No, I want it to get fixed. I put effort into it. I defended it on these videos. I bought demo devices. I'd like to eventually ROI from them. Hell, each device was $89 a piece. You're telling me I can't make $89 on demo in 14 months? That's sad. And yes, the project can't help with the prices to a point. But I have the right, and I should be telling people this. So in case somebody out there is thinking about getting into demo because he saw some videos about, you want to get rich in demo, you want to get rich, buy this device. Who's being more honest? Me, but yet I'm gonna get the flack because I'm Mr. Grumpy. I'm Mr. Negative all the time. But I'm more real. Who's more real? The YouTuber saying you can go get rich on demo and Soarchain, or the guy who's saying with the facts, you go get demo right now, you're making 18 cents a day. And hell, that was my numbers from over a week ago. because I didn't do a video on Monday because I was too busy doing Mardi Gras stuff. You know, with Soarchain, you're making 30 cents a day if you drive 3 hours. And now again, that was using 2 weeks ago numbers on a $80 device. So what is that? It's about 300 days at least to ROI on those devices. That's what the, you know, I know I'm rambling on, but that's why this is called a crypto talk video. Y'all tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. It's all in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure there's gonna be people say I'm wrong. Some people gonna say I'm right, and there's gonna be people in the middle. You're right. We don't know what. You know, I used to have a saying I used to say all the time. Even the chit coins go up in a good bull market, but we ain't seen a good bull market in how long? How many years has it been? But you're right. Oh, I'm right. Whatever. Back in the last really good bull market, you had tokens for projects that had been abandoned, and them tokens went up. So you're right. We don't know what's going to happen with Demo. Hell, I tell everybody all the time, for the amount of helium I hold right now, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of helium I hold, I pray it gets back to $40. I'll be very, very, very happy if it gets just a 20. We don't know if it'll ever get above 10 again. Grass, Soarchain, Junk, WeatherXM, GeoNet, Chirp. You don't know what anyone's going to do. You know, last week, Solana was dead again. You know, that keeps getting regurgitated again. And the projects behind it, whatever. I hope y'all got something out of this video. Yeah, some of y'all really, really bored and just wanted to hear me rant. You know, I don't know if I'm going to do a video strictly on Silencio. Maybe I should, just so people who didn't want to watch this whole rant understood where this was coming from. Again, some people in Silencio think this was great, and some people are on my side thinking we did a hell of a lot of work with Silencio to get was 30 cents a day. I think that's what it boils down to. What I got. You know, I'm into some new projects. Keep pushing Chirp 375 KAGE. 375 KAGE is gonna be another one. I'm predicting it now. Call me Nostradamus. I'm telling you, I can see the future. Even though Chirp is telling us, Chirp, the Blackbird devices are going to be the money makers. That's going to be where the income comes in. That's where the main rewards are geared to. But because everybody can't get one, especially with the way that they do this nonsense with buying NFT and it's just getting scalped by people. Hey, they have this KAGE app, and this KAGE will give you just a little bit of Chirp here and there. And the rewards are planning on being, you know, not a lot of Chirp, but just something so you can get a little bit in the game. And they're warning people of that. When they finally do those rewards, I'm telling you, people are going to lose their minds when they don't get a lot of Chirp from KAGE. And I'm going to tell you, I'm probably one of them, because I'm going to sit there and tell you that. But I have been running Chirp KAGE nonstop. Mardi Gras, I got to do a video on it. I kicked Chirp KAGE's butt for Mardi Gras. But if I get 3 Chirp out of that, I'm going to die. But I also have a Chirp Blackbird, so... But it's going to be another one. But it just seems like, you know, the whole reason for this video is it just seems like every project right now, are we spoiled? Or will we ever be happy with what rewards for a project? You know, I don't know. Because I just think the days, just like buying crypto now, you know, I'm not talking about some stupid meme coin. I'm talking about any decent crypto you buy now, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of these other ones. Those days of buying and getting Lambos is over with. Let's be honest. Unless you have, you know, nearly Lambo money you're putting into it when it's down right now and it goes up 20, 30%, and now you have the money for Lambo. That's about the only way you're going to get that Lambo. But I still think you getting early in these projects, any of these projects, you know, you got people who, the people who are DMing me all the time about, you need to look at this project. It's another project that wants to use my computer's unused bandwidth and unused power. I ain't got no more unused bandwidth or power. If I would have joined the first 5 that people sent me, my i9 processor would be performing like an i1, or more just using my internet bandwidth. We're already using grass and honey gain and who knows what else. We don't have them more. Why do people think that the 7th iteration of a program that's going to use my unused bandwidth of my computer, that's going to be the one? Now, some people, if you're happy with 3 cents a day, then you don't care. But if we're going to be here, sit here and be honest, tell me why another project, which is a 7th reiteration of 7 different projects, why that's going to be the one that you think is going to be great. Where's the market at for that? I argue all the time about weather XM, and I've been in weather longer than I've been in crypto. I've been into weather as long as I've been into RF stuff and emergency management stuff. And I know the professional products that are already being used. Weather XM, I got into that because I knew a little bit about crypto. I knew a little bit about weather. It was both worlds put together. I'll try it out. But please explain to me why you think between Nubula or the other one, why is that one going to be this great big money maker like people are trying to tell me it's going to be? I'm not saying you're not going to make anything. You get an ROI on it or something like that, but where's the market at? Why is this going to be a market over these other ones? You know, we continue to talk about a lot of these projects like this. People keep hitting me up about these projects, and I don't mean to be rude, because there's yes, I'd like to get into some new projects. Like I keep telling everybody, I'm in 14 projects right now that are on mainnet. I got 2 right now, Wingbits 375 that are on testnet, and then I got Wayru that I'm messing with right now. But sure, I'd like to be in some new projects. But guess what? Like, I don't want to get into a project where it's just a regurgitation of something that's already got 6 different projects being looked at. That's just me. And hey, if I miss out, if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, then hey, I miss out. And I'm a grown up enough big boy to say I might miss out. I'm pulling my hair out my head now with all the stuff that I'm doing. And I can't, again, if I miss out on the 7th or the 8th reiteration of something using my CPU power, which I'm telling you right now, this computer right in here, I told you all that, it took me several months to put it together because I wanted high-end parts. So every payday I'd buy one part. Eventually I got to put together. This computer right here ain't seeing none of that. It ain't got no grass on it. It ain't got honey gain. It definitely don't have anything for CPU power. I suck so bad in Call of Duty. I need all the CPU and GPU power I can get. About to hook up jumper cables to a car battery to try to up it some more. I'm not putting any of that on this computer. I got some of that running on old computers on a separate VLAN on a separate network. But again, you can only run so much. So we'll see. I'm rambling on. I know I said I'm rambling on 3-4 times, but I hope y'all get the point of this whole video is that I don't think any of us are going to be happy. I think we're spoiled. And what does make you happy? Again, I understand, so I can say it again, because somebody's going to come out in these comments and say this, and I'm going to say you didn't watch the whole video. I'm telling you, I understand prices of these tokens may go up, but there's also another reason why we always say none of this is financial advice, because any YouTuber who says they know this project's going to work out great or this project's going to go under, don't know. I use the same example. Nobody saw FTX coming and people lost billions. Nobody saw the FTX collapse coming. And then you had everybody saying Solana was dead because they were tied in with it. And Solana dropped to $8, $9. And I sat there and told people the hell it is, because they got way too many projects on it. And I was scooping that $8 and $10 Solana up like it was French fries. And people sat there and made fun of me. in the Facebook groups I was in at that time, in the Discords I was at that time, that I'm an idiot. You took a chance. Same thing right now. I was telling people that non-financial advice, but you look at this token like Peak, and Peak's gonna have all these Depin. That's all you kept hearing about, Peak and Depin and Peak and everything like that. And we were buying at 60 cents and 50 cents. And right now we look like morons. And guess what? Next year at this time, it could be at $1.20, and we could have doubled everything. And I'm still buying Peak, and it's at 15 cents, and I'm bringing my average cost down. But you never know. Next year at this time, it could be at 12 cents. Well, it could be at $1.12, and you don't know. That's what this gambling YouTube. That's why you don't play with any money you can't afford to lose tomorrow. And it's easy for me to say that, and people can say, this isn't money for my house note or my savings, so it's okay. But we all know, if you lose $5, no matter where it came from, it hurts. Let's be honest. So we still want to be smart with our money, but I don't know. I don't know where we're going with these projects. My wife's got it spent 17 different ways in her head. When your crypto hits, we need to go do this. When your crypto hits, I want to go buy this big stretch of land, and you can put all this stuff. I'll tell you, this channel is not about Lambos and that kind of, this is about being financially responsible for your family, and me having the financial capabilities that when my family wants to go out to eat or go on a vacation, not nothing stupidly extravagant, but I don't have to worry about what's in my checkbook. I can go. I don't want to have to tell my family, no, we can't go out to eat this weekend. Things are too tight. That is what my goal is for all these crypto projects. If you want the Lambo channels and you want to get rich, there's plenty of other YouTube channels out there. I'm not saying you have to leave mine. You could subscribe to several YouTube channels at the same time. But, I have in my mind certain loans I'd like to pay off. That Hurricane Ida that you saw in that video, my insurance company didn't handle it all. I had to get a loan. I know my wife would kill me for telling you all my personal business, but that's one of the first loans that I would like to pay off with one of these crypto projects, because I got a little bit left on it. Pay off 1 or 2 credit cards. That's all I got. It's 1 or 2 credit cards. Pay off this, pay off that, pay off a car. I just had to get my wife a new car. It was a downgrade compared to her last car. I like to pay that kind of stuff off. Get debt free. Then I worry about Lambos and boats and new houses and new stretches of land. And like my wife thinks she's going to go buy a Yellowstone ranch or something like that. We'll see. I know we're all down right now because with these crypto prices this is probably not the best time for me to do a video, but hell, it is what it is now. This video went way too long. If you stayed this long, I appreciate it. Thursday night, which is tomorrow night, we'll be doing our live. We'll probably go over some more of this kind of stuff like this and talk about what's going on in the market and whatever y'all bring up like usual. So keep your chin up. Keep it real. Have realistic expectations with these projects. You can be positive about them. Don't expect the Lambos. And maybe we'll get through them okay. I appreciate all the support y'all have given me over the years. I know I'm not doing a lot of videos lately with Mardi Gras and stuff. It's just been way busy. Now we got hunting season over with. Mardi Gras is over with. Hopefully we can get more stuff. But again, I keep doing videos on the same couple of subjects. I know some of y'all getting sick of that. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens and what's new on the horizon. Got a lot of things on the horizon. Just waiting for some of it to come out. So we'll see what happens. I thank everybody for watching. I appreciate y'all who can watch these whole videos that are this long with me rambling. And I'll see y'all in the next one.